All right, everybody. It's a broadcast of the Ebony Star Network. I know I've been out of action for a little bit, but I am back now. It is the Black Knight. We're here with a Gangsta Talk. We're going to be talking about the effeminization of black boys. Now, Umar Johnson does a good job at pointing fingers. A lot of black men in this sector, point fingers at everybody but themselves. We're here to talk about the real truth about effeminization of black boys. Sure, we can sit up here and blame it on someone else, right? We can say somebody else is trying to do it. But you see, people don't do things that you won't let them do. See, if you wouldn't let them do it, they couldn't do it to you, right? There's also a result of not doing something to prevent something from happening. And one of the things that black men don't do is prevent things from happening. And when they do happen, they complain about when they happen and they try to point the finger to someone else. And they don't want to take responsibility. All of this crap about the effeminization of black boys, well, guess what? It's your fault. And I'm going to explain why. It's gangster talk. All right, let it rip.
True that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's the Black Knight. I am back in action. It is Gangsta Talk. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Like to say hello to my co-host, as always, Miss Dame Frankie, the Lady Knight herself. Hey, Dame, how you doing?
I'm
Dame.
doing good. I'm doing good.
All right, so let me get the sound check before I get started.
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So let's get the background noise check. All right, let's get on with the show. You heard the title, The Effemination, The Effeminate, I'm sorry, effeminate black boys are, I'm sorry, effeminate black boys is the result of absentee black fathers. Okay. And what I mean by that is this here. We can't blame someone for doing what they're supposed to do. Now, we have a lot of finger pointing, especially with Dr. Umar Johnson talking about the effemination of black boys, going all the way back to the DCM. And they said that homosexuality was to target young black men. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But you see, the way I see things is this here. When you see something coming and it's harmful, you do what you can to prevent it from happening. And that's one thing that black men don't do. Black men don't step up. They don't defend. They don't protect. You don't protect your women. You don't protect your boys. You don't protect your girls. And you want to sit here and blame everybody for your failures. Now, that's what a lot of you do. A lot of you have made a living here on YouTube, blaming other people for your failures, right? Isn't that what the entire manosphere is about? Isn't that what that lunatic RBR is about? Who's like one of the most vicious sellouts I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, you think Larry Elder is bad? You think, uh, what's his name, that super sellout, Jesse Lee Peterson is bad? RBR is one of the worst and most vicious sellouts we've probably had in quite some time. I mean, this is probably the most serious collectives of black hatred that, as black people, we've ever had to endure since the days of Emmett Till. RBR is a classic throwback, super racist sellout. He hates black people with a passion. And he's hell bent on sending black people to their destruction. And I don't know what's even worse, him or the people that follow him, right? We all know that sometimes people can tend to be out of touch with reality. But when it's something this blatant and this bad and people still follow it and they think it's funny. Shout out to Queen Ma'at. I mean, Queen Ma'at, wow. Unbelievable. You know, I thought you were playing when you decided to turn into a coon. But the way you was treated by RBR, then turned around and went back to him, that blew my mind. I'm like, man, are you crazy or something? I don't know. But anyway, forget about that lunatic. All right. The effeminate black males. You can look at guys like Woke Progressive. You can look at the SYSBM. All of those effeminate fools over there. You can look at the effeminate fools in the manosphere. All these so-called hard, super effeminate thugs. They try to make you believe that they're tough guys because they can talk real loud. They can become angry. They can insult people. They can get into a shouting match with women. And so this is the new effeminate tough guy, right? They're trying to pass this off somehow as masculinity. But in the reality, these are nothing more than girly men exhibiting attributes of a female, right? These guys aren't tough at all. As a matter of fact, these guys are weak. These are not tough guys. These are weak guys. Tough guys don't sit online arguing and fighting with women and threatening to scratch their eyes out. Tough guys don't sit online and argue with women about their personal apparel. You understand? Why is it that black men seem to know more about a woman's personal hygiene than she does? When did that start to happen? It says, when do we as men openly talk about our black women personal hygiene products? When has that been a conversation amongst real men? I've never been involved in such a conversation as a real man in my entire life. But you have this open conversation with these girly, these effeminate guys. They talk like women, they act like women, they behave like women. And now let's get to the bottom of why this is, right? Now we can follow the Dr. Umar Johnson, phony Pan-African, because let's just face it, you guys want to follow everything but something that's actually going to improve you. Pan-Africanism isn't going to do anything to improve your life at all. The conscious community isn't going to do anything to improve your life at all. None of this bogus crap that you guys assign yourselves to isn't going to change your life for the better. It's just a bunch of talking noise. That's all it is. And you got guys who are clever orators. They capitalize off it financially. They sell you a pipe dream, and you buy every pipe they sell it. And you sleep by that motherfucker hoping that the dreams are going to come true, right? You sleep with your ears on those pipes, listening to those dreams, can't wait to wake up, hoping that those dreams will become a reality. But they never do. It's just one pipe dream after another, right? Well, I can sit back and say, well, you see, that's what you get for listening to people who don't have your best interests at heart. Listen to people who are nothing but charlatans and shysters and land pirates and skeevers who do nothing but run a gimmick on you just to take your money. Now, I used to think that Dr. Umar Johnson has something to say. He's a very eloquent speaker, very, very intelligent brother. But he, like the rest of a lot of black men on YouTube, do nothing but blame other people. And when you come down to what solution we are supposed to have, it's the same old, right? Black men use excuses as solutions. Oh, they did this to us in slavery. So this is why we're like this 500 years from now, 500 years later. They did this 500 years ago, so this is why we're like this 500 years later. You understand what I'm saying? They use excuses. I've heard someone shamefully say that black women chose a check over a husband. See, this is black men who don't want to have any responsibility for allowing all of this corruption to take place in the black community that they're supposed to lead and control, right? So let's really, really talk about the so-called effeminization. Let's take the mask off of it. Let's take the hood off of it and see what's under the hood. Is it really these so-called entities working together to make black boys effeminate? Is it really the LGBT community? Is it really the homosexual community that's working hard 24 hours a day to effeminize, effeminize? I probably didn't say the word right. I'm still waking up. Black boys? Is that really what's going on? Is that what you see? You see, there's so much rhetoric going on, all kinds of rhetoric, right? You have fools on here that use rhetoric to confuse people. You have very, very clever orators on here that use rhetoric to confuse people. They throw a lot of fancy and fanciful rhetoric at you real fast to the point where you don't know what sticks on the wall, right? And they tell you all kinds of confusing things about what's really supposed to be happening. But one thing they don't tell you, one thing that you don't keep in mind, is very, 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 very simple. I always said life is simplistic, and life is about balance. Regardless of all of the fancy rhetoric, regardless of all the intellectual talk, life is still about balance. And there's no amount of intellectual talk, there's no amount of fancy rhetoric that's going to ever change that. Life is going to always achieve balance. And when you understand that, you have a better understanding on how things work in life. And you can be better prepared about what you're about to go through. And can probably see ahead of time of what's headed your way. Right? Life is simplistic. This is why I speak about simplicity. Life isn't complicated. People are complicated. It is the thoughts of other people that make things complicated. They throw out these complex gestures and we believe it. That's what complicates our lives. Life doesn't complicate us. People complicate us. It's the people that we listen to and what we choose to believe that comes out of the mouths of these people is what complicates our life, right? So when you pull back the hood and really see what's under it, you have to keep one thing in mind. There's always two sides to the story. Now, one side is the LGBTQ is doing all of these things to black boys. The power structure is doing all of these things to black boys. Okay? Now, in jail, let's speak about prison. There's a lot of homosexuality going on in prison, right? There's supposed to be this prison style to where if you wear your pants down and your butt is showing, that you was letting people know in jail who were bull queers, men who have sex with other men forcefully, right? That you were available to be had sex with. Now that style has made its way into mainstream reality. And I'm wondering if a lot of these boys understand what they're doing when they walk around with their pants hanging down. Because I refuse to believe that so many boys know what that means. I don't think they do. I think they believe it's cool. Now, when you really look at that style, right? Honestly, when you really look at it, can you step back and say with a clear conscience that it was ever cool? Or it ever looked right, or it ever made any sense at all? I'm going to say no. It never was cool. It never made any sense, and it never looked right. Because back in the day, when we tried to do it, what did our parents do? Boy, pull your pants up. Put a belt on. Don't walk around here with your pants slouching off your ass, right? Now, that's what parents did back in the day to get rid of that kind of thinking. Parents told you what it was and what it wasn't. But you see, back then, there was still more black families around that can give the young men the proper teachings, right? Now, what happened to all of that today? Why are young men today walking around with their pants sagging, with their butts showing? I'm not talking about 19-year-olds. You got 25 and 30-year-olds doing it. Some are even 35. I've seen 40-year-olds doing it. What is that all about? Now, here's the problem with that. When you have older men doing it, then the young boys think that there's nothing wrong with it. What's going on, Melanated Vessel? How you doing, Sugar Bomb? When the older men are doing it, then you have the younger boys think that there's nothing wrong with it. And so they do it, right? This is part of allowing the feminization and the homosexuality to sweep in, right? So let's look at it this way. Is it really the black woman's fault that the young black man today is effeminate and girly and weak and catty and argumentative with other women? Is it really the black woman's fault that the boy has turned out that way? No. No. Whose fault is that? That's the black man's fault. Why? Because we're talking about boys. We're not talking about girls. If we were talking about girls, right, then we would be talking about the black woman. But we're talking about boys. Is it the black woman? I'll say it one more time. Is it the black woman's fault that today's young black boy is effeminate, weak, girly, catty, and argumentative and threatening to other women and jealous of women? Is that the black woman's fault? No. Because the black woman does not teach that to the boys. You see, a lot of y'all who think that the black woman allows this to happen don't know black women and don't have a clue about single black mothers. You don't, because they do not teach that. I have never seen a single black mother teach her boy to be a girl. I've never seen that. And I know a lot of single black mothers. They don't even think like that. They don't want their boys to be girls. They want their boys to be strong men. A lot of single black mothers go out of their way and kick down doors to try to find good, positive male role models for their boys. They're not on that shit. So that's a myth that black women want to raise their boys like girls. That's a myth. And where did you get that talking point from? Where'd that come from? I'll tell you where it came from. It came from a bunch of worthless, shiftless Negroes that don't want to take responsibility for raising their children. Men who have checked out, men who have no guts, men who have no heart, men who have gone completely cowardly. I'm talking about to the point where the white stripe has split them down the middle from the rooter to the tutor. Straight cowards. This is where you're getting this talking point from. You know why? Because they're always sitting up there saying, well, a woman can't raise a man. A woman can't raise a boy. And, you know, they say it all kinds of ways. Let's get Ebonic on it. And a woman can't raise no man. Okay. You see, the problem with that is you don't understand that as a man, when you say that, you are the one that is putting yourself in the crosshairs. You're not making the black woman look bad. You're making yourself look bad. Because if she can't raise a man, then what are you supposed to be doing? Apparently, you can't raise a man either. Because under your solid leadership, the men are turning into women. Let's talk about your leadership. Where is it? Where is it? Where is your leadership? You guys are absentees. You are no shows. You are when we take roll call, you guys are nowhere to be found. So if you're nowhere to be found, what happens to your boys? If you're not around your boys, then what is it that you're not doing? You're not raising them, right? Let's be realistic here. Let's be honest. We're taking the cover off and we're looking under the hood ourselves. We're going behind the lies and we're digging out the truth. Now I've heard some of you shamefully say you can't blame the man if he's not there. Really? Let me say that one more time, and we're gonna think about that for a second. You can't blame the man for not being there. He was never there, so you can't blame it on him. I mean, seriously, that's like saying there's no down without a up or no up without a down. I mean, that's just crazy shit. Not only we can not only can we blame the man for not being there, let me tell you how. Matter of fact, we're gonna do it in style. We're gonna break out all kinds of ways we can blame the man for not being there. Let's start with abandonment. Abandonment is when you make a conscious decision to leave your women and your children behind. In total disagreement of what your woman want, right? You didn't consult her about it. You didn't say, hey, baby, I'm leaving you for a white woman, or I'm leaving you to go and sow my wild oats, and don't care nothing about these kids. You didn't have no conversation with her. You just flat out abandoned her and just left her behind with the kids. Why can't we blame you for that? I don't understand. Who are we supposed to blame? If you made a conscious decision to get the F up and walk out, who else are we supposed to blame? How are you saying, well, we can't blame him? What? We can't blame him for getting up and walking the fuck out and leaving his responsibilities behind? A decision that he made himself, never even talked to his woman about it, never talked to his baby mama about it, never sat down once and said, hey, Claire, listen, this is a little bit over my head. I really ain't got what it takes to be a father, nor do I have what it takes to be a man. You deserve someone better, Claire. Let me get the fuck on out of here. That was never said. Claire never knew what the fuck happened. Claire woke up one morning, you were gone. You didn't leave her no note.
Yes, up and disappear. Didn't leave no note. Or the famous, I'm going to go buy cigarettes and never come back. Or I'm going to go get some bread. Yeah. And so how you going to blame her? He the one who made the decision to leave. No note, no nothing. She's waiting there. She's trying to hold it down and find out what's going on. Probably calling the hospitals or something like that. And then she hears, "Good morning, Joe." And then she hears uh um about him with another woman, or he's in another state or another town. hmm In the meantime, she's trying to hold it down. She's trying to take care of the kids. Wondering what happened, what went wrong. And then she gets mad. But okay, but still got to take care of the kids. So
I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be right. Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me about Dave. Hold it down for 5 minutes. I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta take care of something. It's an emergency. I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes.
okay, yeah. So she got to take care of her kids. She gotta work. She gotta try to parent them. She gotta deal with where's daddy questions, and how she gonna explain it when she don't even know, and she don't want to tell him he left us, or or I've heard in some cases where she told him it passed away because she didn't know how to tell him. How you look in your child and tell them that the dad left them or he left us, because hey, the mother and child's the package deal. If he just left her, he would still be in the child's life. He'd still be trying to make visitation. Right, he would confront and said, you know, I'm no longer interested in you. I don't want to be with you. I fell out of love with you. But no, up and gone. And then it gets harder. Or she needs help and she applied for food stamps. Or they need housing because they're about to get kicked out of the house because she can no longer afford the rent by herself.
Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Dave, for holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where was I? Yeah. So you left. You made a decision to leave, and you didn't even inform anybody. So Claire wakes up one morning, and you gone, and she left with those kids that you left behind. So who are we supposed to blame? I don't understand. There's no one else to blame. What do you mean we can't blame you for not being there? Kind of nonsense is that? That's absolute nonsense. We can't blame you for. You damn right we can blame you for. We're gonna blame you for everything. And here's another thing too. If you're not there to provide the male influence for your boys, then don't complain when they turn into girls. And you can't blame the black woman. She's not doing that. You guys are lying on the black woman talking about she's raising the girls' men. She's not doing that. She's actually more manly than you are when it comes down to raising these boys. She pushing masculinity harder than you motherfuckers. Y'all pushing y'all pushing femininity when it comes down to these dudes. The black woman is pushing hardcore masculinity. She want her boys to be tough. She want her boys to be strong. I don't know any black women running around talking about something. I want my boy to be soft and squishy. I want him to walk around and say, what is it? Sachet, Shantae? Ain't no black woman doing that. Ain't no black baby mama doing that. Some want their boys to be football players. They want them to be NFL stars and stuff. They get their boys in kung fu, boxing, anything to try to get some male masculinity. You dudes ain't doing nothing for your boys. Now, not all of you. Of course, there's some who are doing something because isn't that what you guys always run to, right? Whenever somebody puts your feet to the fire or put your ass in the clinch, right? your go-to statement is, well, not all black men did, some black men did. Man, F that. We passed that. We don't need just some black men doing something. We need an enormous amount of black men doing something. Let's stop having such low expectations. You guys are a bunch of low expectations. One in mother effers. Stop wanting such low. Let's go for an enormous amount of black men. Let's start with the, well, some black men. Man, forget about it. We ain't talking about no 2 or 3 Negroes in the community. Yes, that's cool and all, but that ain't gonna cut it. Let's start with that argument. Okay, let's go for some bigger fish. Let's try an enormous amount, a large contingent of black men doing something. Instead of 3 black men, how about 30,000? How about 3 million? Okay. Let's go there. Let's get them numbers up. Let's stop listening to clever orators sell you pipe dreams. You know what you guys sound like running around here on YouTube, regurgitating this madness like something is going to change? And many of you guys, let's just face it, you really don't want to do nothing at all, right? That's why you engage black women heavily on YouTube, because that is your primary purpose in life right now, is to fight with women, because there's nothing else that you're good at. You have no other purpose, right? Isn't that what many of you do? You don't have any real solution. Your solution is to sit up here and argue with black women. And what kills me is some of you claim to be leaders, right? But your leadership is just a bunch of whining online. Man, I raised my boys to do this. I raised my... So? You don't get any special points because you did what you're supposed to do. You get points when you go above and beyond. You get points when you're in places taking care of business that people didn't expect you to show up at all. You get points when you do things that count, that matter. Not things you're supposed to do. Because the things that you are supposed to do are expected of you. And that's a double-edged sword, because when you do them, no one will give you any praise. But when you don't do them, you will get ridiculed. Why? That's because it's something you're supposed to do. We're not impressed by that. We all have things that we are supposed to do. Now go out there and do something that we can be impressed by. Like, how about this? How about we stop downgrading stepfathers? A stepfather is an honorable man stepping in to take care of a child that's not his. That's an honorable thing to do. That's like farmers, right? Do you know that most Asians believe that farming is honorable work? They believe helping the earth bring forth fruit, life-giving fruit, is honorable. Well, a stepfather is pretty much the same way. He's helping our society raise competent young men, strong young men. That's honorable work. A stepfather is an honorable man. A good stepfather. I'm not talking about an abusive stepfather. I'm talking about a stepfather that steps in and handles business like Phil did with Shaq. And what does Phil what does Shaq say about Phil to this day? He calls Phil his real father. Remember that? Phil is my father because my biological didn't bother? Only Shaq can make something like that, right? Phil is my father because my biological didn't bother. That's something, that's some piece right there, right? But anyway, I hear you guys shaming stepdads, and you guys got to be kidding me. You know what's funny? It's the guys who don't do shit have the loudest voices. Now, I've seen some wild stuff here on YouTube. I've come across black people I've never ever came across in my entire life. I've seen black people defend lunacy on here. Lunacy. I've seen them attack good people and defend bad people. I'm serious. Oh, we can see that a lot on RBR, which is a racist haven, a racist hotbed filled with racists and trolls. Now, there's a couple of people on there I respect. I wish they wouldn't be there, but I can't stop them from being there for some reason. I don't know if they feel sorry for him or whatever. I don't know. I don't. I think RBR is a piece of shit. And he's one of the most vicious sellouts since Jesse Lee Peterson and Larry Elder. He's absolutely pro-white. And all he does is attack black people. And he calls the black people that he attacked coons. This is why I call him a lunatic, because he does not understand that he himself is a coon. So you have a coon attacking other coons. But anyway, let's get to this effeminization. This myth that black women raise girly boys, and they don't get down like that. I'm sorry. I don't know who told you that, but they don't get down like that. I'm surrounded by black women almost all the time. They don't even think like that. They don't want their boys to be girly. A lot of them don't even want their boys wearing long hair. They don't even want them to have long braids. They want them to have cuts, close cuts. They don't even want them wearing locks. A lot of black women think that's girly. A boy wearing locks. I'm around black women a lot. I hear them talk about boys, especially. Many of them don't even want their boys wearing braids. They don't want nothing that can be associated with femininity. A lot of them don't even want their boys wearing bright colors. They want them wearing dark, solid colors. They want their hair cut. They don't want their braids or locks in their hair. They don't want them wearing earrings. You niggas want your boys to want your boys to dress up in high yellow clothes and man bags and Merces and high heeled boots. Wasn't you guys defending Kevin Samuels in the high heel boots? I didn't hear no woman defend Kevin Samuels when he was wearing female apparel, wearing high heeled boots. I didn't hear no woman defend that. I heard nothing but men. I heard nothing but you niggas defending Kevin Samuels' high heel boots, talking about, well, I wear high heel boots. I'm a high value man. What's a high value man? A gay man with money? Is that what a high value man is? Because a straight male don't wear high heel boots. Fashion be damned. Real men ain't fashionable. See, y'all think these high fashion niggas are some real dudes. Real men ain't fashionable. Don't get me wrong. You know, we'll wear some cool threads, but we're not fashionable like that. Real men don't give a damn about no fashion. That's a woman thing. We don't get into that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we like a nice suit or cool ass suit, yeah, we with it. But it's a fine line. We don't go all the way out there with it. I mean, we see some suit that looks gangster, looks cool or whatever. All right, we with it. But we ain't wearing no damn Chelsea boots, high heeled boots. That's them. That's them sugar in the tank Negroes doing that. That's them booty bandits, booty thieves. They wear all of that effeminate crap. And like I said, when your man was wearing high heel boots, who came to his defense? Negroes. Now, let's take a look at Red Pill. We want to say the effeminization of black boys is on the black woman. I can't tell when the boy is constantly learning from the men that are out here today who act like women. What do you think Red Pill is? Red Pill is a bunch of angry male women. You can say it both ways, a bunch of angry male women or a bunch of angry women males. Either way is fine. These are a bunch of angry male women who hate women. They're not teaching their boys to love women, which would be masculine. It's masculine, since you want to talk about this word masculine, it's masculine for a man to love a woman. It's not masculine for a man to hate a woman. It's not masculine for a man to be constantly fighting and arguing with a woman and thinking that he can out-argue her, thinking that he can out-attitude her. That's not masculine. Who told you that was masculine? All this loud talking, all this loud cattiness. Women are catty. Men are quiet. We don't get down like that. All these catty Negroes, that's not masculinity. That's not even manhood. Real men, we're not catty like that. Most of us don't want to say nothing at all. We're very quiet. All these catty, feminine, girly Negroes trying to make you think that they tough because they pick tough names or tough sounding names. They pick these tough sounding names and they back it up with all this feminine behavior. They figure if the tough name is out there, you won't pay attention to the feminine behavior that they display. And you want to know why these boys are effeminate? Look at their examples. Look at the examples of men that they are patterning themselves after. Look at the Red Pill guys. Look at the Manosphere. Look at the SYSBM. Look at their behavior. This is what the boys are patterning their behaviors after. That is what's making them effeminate. Look at pimp culture. Pimp culture turns you gay. I would love for somebody to challenge me on this. Pimp culture turns you gay. What is pimp culture? Pimp culture is the hatred of women. They teach you to hate and abuse and batter women and teach you also to love men. That will turn you gay. There's nothing masculine or manly about pimp culture. Look at the way the pimps dress. Hello. They dress like women. They are cross-dressing clowns. Duh. And don't get me started on Iceberg Slim and Bishop Don Juan and the rest of them closet freaks wearing mink coats, long mink coats, furry hats, like a girl. And they sit up and they do this right in your face, man. You guys are stupid. You guys actually think something else is going on. Hey, man, he's dressing like a girl. No, he's not. Hey, dude look like a lady. No, he doesn't. That nigga got it going on. He a master pimp. Hey, dude look like a lady. Nah, man, he's a master pimp. Excuse me, dude dresses and looks like a lady. There is nothing manly or masculine about pimps. No, the Willie Lynch letter is a bunch. You see, here we go. You see what I'm talking about? You see how guys, you see how black men won't take responsibility for nothing? Everything is somebody else's fault. So when Mike comes in here, first thing he says is the Willie Lynch letter. What are you going to do? What are you going to do as leaders of black people today? What are you going to do to break the effects of the Willie Lynch letter? If there is such a thing. What are you going to do to break the effects? It's 500 years later. What are you going to do to change the situation today that's going to allow your people to benefit for the better? That's going to allow your people to thrive. I'll tell you, you're going to do nothing. What you're going to do is you're going to bring up the Willie Lynch letter. You're going to talk about slavery. You're going to talk about Egypt. You're going to talk about things that no longer affect us, nor can we do anything about. What you're going to do is you're going to pacify your people because you're incapable of finding any real solutions because you're cowardly, you're weak, you're pathetic, you're shiftless, you're worthless, and you have no desire to improve yourself nor the position of your people. And you have allowed your boys to become girls, and you're trying to blame it on someone else. And the person that you're trying to blame it on is doing more of a job as a father than you are. Again, I don't know any black mothers that's raising their boys to be girls. That is a myth. That is bullshit. Again, I'm around black women who have kids, boys, almost every single day. That's not the way they talk, especially when it comes to their boys. I've told you, many of them don't even want their boys wearing braids or locks. Don't even want them to have long hair. They don't want them to have nothing to do with anything remotely that can be confused with femininity. Even down to the clothes that they wear. Even the color shoestrings that they put in their shoes. If there's any effeminization going on, it's because the boys are learning it from the men, because the men are effeminate. All you Negroes do is sit on the line and cackle like bitches. Yeah, I said the bitch word because it's pertaining to a black man who's acting like a female, right? Isn't that what you call it, a female dog? Don't you guys call yourselves dogs? Yo, dog. Hey, dog. So now you're acting like a female dog. Isn't that what you call a bitch? You guys cackle and act like bitches. So if the boys are becoming effeminate, it's because they're learning it from you. Because you're not exuding any kind of masculinity. None of you niggers are tough. I've heard you guys talk on here. I ain't afraid of none of you. You sound like pussies to me. You sound weak as fuck. You sound scared. Hold on one second. Right back.
All right. Okay. Yeah, melanated, you're right. Men must lead their own women and children. No other man is supposed to have more an effect on your women and children. It's your responsibility, is your
Okay,
lineage.
stop. I'm here. Okay, Super Mike says, Max just saying stuff to get pointless arguments, not solutions. Pointless arguments won't help women nor men. Ain't nobody saying anything to get pointless nothing. You see, that's the bit. You see, that's the mentality of a black man that doesn't want to do anything. These guys, right? All they want to do is sit online and talk back and forth to women, thinking that they're going to get something done. And we're pointing out a fact here. We're talking about the effeminization of black boys, right? Where's it really coming from? It's coming from the black men. Your behavior is what teach them. So if you're weak, you're cowardly, you're girly, that's the way they're gonna. That's what they're gonna learn it from. They're looking at you. They're following you, and whatever example that you put out here for them, they're following Kevin Samuels, right? Who's a girly man. As a matter of fact, he's so girly, I call him alpha effeminate. Alpha feminine. Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul, was an alpha feminine male. What's an alpha feminine male? A male who believes he's a dominant woman. Hey, following Kevin. Yeah, how many of them follow Kevin Samuels? How many of y'all follow Kevin Samuels and still defending him today, even though he's gone? You still defending his effeminate behavior? See, we want to talk about pointless, right? We got to talk about these behaviors. These behaviors aren't pointless. They're actually are very, very, very effective. You see, it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun. So you're going to sit up here and point fingers at the black woman and think that you don't have nothing to do with anything. You want to act like you done took your nose off and can't smell your own shit, right? Like your shit don't stink, right? You want to walk around here and think that nobody has anything to say about you that's negative. Well, you haven't met me. You haven't talked to me. I see what's going on. You guys are the worst crop of men that ever came out of the womb of a black woman. You're a disgrace. You dropped the ball. You let the ball roll somewhere and get lost. You can't find the ball anymore. So even if you did want to pick the ball up, you don't know where it's at. You've allowed your community to fall in the ruins. Your boys are turning into animals. And those are the ones that aren't turning into girls. Your leadership is garbage. It's trash. Your leadership consists of finger pointing, backbiting, and threatening women. That's what your leadership consists of. You want to sit up here and try to act like nothing is your fault. And think that you can make this all go away by sounding so-called intelligent. which makes all of this shit funny, right? You think you can talk your way out of this. You know, I sit up here and listen to you guys talk, right? And I can't help but crack up sometimes. Sometimes I feel really bad for you because you have no idea what you're doing to yourselves, right? But then I sit up here and I crack up because you actually believe you can talk your way out of this. Isn't that right, Super Mike? Did you just make some ridiculous comment about pointless arguments and pointless this and pointless that? So you one of these men, black men, who actually believe you can talk your way out of this. That's never going to happen. You're not talking your way out of this. You are going to have to physically do something to change something. Nobody's going to listen to what you got. What you mean talk? You have no credibility. What you mean argument? Nobody wants to hear what the hell you arguing about. Nobody wants to hear your argument. You have no credibility. You can't tell anybody anything. Nobody wants to listen to you. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. You have no credibility. The black woman damn sure doesn't want to hear what you have to say. She wants to see action. You're at the action stage, my man. The time for talk, like my man said in Gladiator, the time for talk in half measures, it's over. It's over. You're not talking your way out of this. You're going to have to stop being a coward. You're going to have to physically do something to change something. And that change has to be significant. Because see, the black woman don't have no belief in you. She ain't following you nowhere. What's she following you for? You haven't proved yourself to be a leader. What you're proving yourself to be is a coward. And you're afraid to take on the world. You're afraid of other men. And you've let your boys grow into being full-blown sissies. And you're trying to blame the black woman for it. You're trying to say that she is the reason for the effeminization of black boys when you are the reason. Your lack of fatherhood is the reason. Your inability to raise your boys correctly is the reason. Your poor leadership is the reason. Your cowardice is the reason. You are the reason why your boys are sissies. Not black women. Black women don't have anything to do with your boys being sissies. That's your fault. And that's something that you can. And I don't want to hear shit about, well, the black woman won't let me do this. The black woman won't let me. Well, see, that's the talk of a coward. You guys don't know what a coward is. You better go look again at that word coward. You obviously don't know what a coward is. Oh, the black woman won't let me raise my. What the fuck you mean? The black woman won't let you raise your boys, and you call yourself a father. The hell is that supposed to mean? My father says that. Well, my baby mama won't let me raise my boys. What? She got the white man on me. She brought the court system in on me. Let me let you in on something, y'all. Y'all gotta stop telling these fibs, man, like y'all kids. Stop lying on black women. There's no black woman in her right mind that's not going to let a good father see his children. She ain't gonna get no. Are you kidding me? If you're a good father, you won't be able to keep you. Y'all don't get it. See, again, y'all don't know shit about black women. A black woman is not going to stop a good father from seeing his kids. Are you fucking crazy? As much help as she need with these kids, a good father, are you out of your fucking mind? See, here's what's not being said. You have to understand something. She's a protector of her children, right? So if you are abusive, she may not let you see your children because she's afraid that you may harm them. She's going to protect her children. if you're a drunk, if you're a fool, if you're a detriment to the children's lives, then yes, she probably won't let you see them. See, these are the things that I want to talk about because you guys always try to hide your hand, right? It's all about the black woman. She's the one that's messed up. She's the one with all the problems, and you are so squeaky clean. You are Mr. Clean walking around here with the sparkling bald head. Mr. Clean, there's nothing on your end that's wrong. There's nothing on your end that's bad. There's nothing on your end that's corrupted. There's nothing on your end that's wrong, period, right? It's always the black woman. Like I said, if you're a creep, she may not want you being around the kids. If you're an alcoholic, a drunk that can't keep his hands to himself, she may not want you being around the kids. If you're some kind of fool that's irresponsible, she may not want you around the kids. If you're physically abusive, she may not want you around the kids. But if you're a good father, shit, you won't be able to keep her away from you with those kids. Them kids will be in your face 24/7 if you're a good father. If she know you a good father, them kids will be in your grill. I guarantee you, they in your grill 24/7. You won't be able to get away from her if you are a good father. But you see, that's always left out, right? When you guys make these ridiculous assertions that the black woman is terrible and she's a terrible mother and she's the worst mother in the world. Nothing is said about how bad the father is, though. If she's the worst mother in the world, then what world are you the worst father in? What world is that? And then you want to sit up here and say, well, statistics said that black men are with their children the most, or black men make the best part. When was that? How long ago was that? Who the hell said that? See, we just can't, we have to check the credibility of the shit that's being said. When was that? How long ago was that? Who the hell said that? Because surely they can't be talking about now. That's obvious, right? We can come to some kind of agreement on that, right? That they're not talking about today. Hell, they're not even talking about the last 10 years, right? So that must have been some ancient time back when the woolly mammoth roamed the earth. I mean, I've seen shameless displays of cowardice from fathers, jumping on cars, leaving their kids to be attacked by Doberman Pinschers and German Shepherds. And you want to know why your boys are effeminate? Because they see you whining every day like a girl, and they think that's okay. They see you walking around here wearing high heel boots and man purses and man bags. They think it's okay. They see you wearing tight ass fitting clothes. They see you displaying feminine behavior, arguing with women, fighting with women, never being man enough to fight another man. A real man. Always saving your worst and your most vicious Women, you guys get all swelled up when you want to fight a woman. See, back in the day, you know what we used to do to impress women? We all worked out back then. I come from a different era than you guys, right? Because we had to fight a lot. So working out was always a priority because you had to get strong, right? You had to be strong. Because I told you guys would pick you up and body slam you, right? So you had to be strong enough to prevent that. So we was always working out, boxing, whatever. One of the things that we used to do push-ups a lot, right? And we used to wear t-shirts. And then once we get finished doing push-ups, you get that blood rushing through your biceps. You swell up a little bit. And if you put baby oil on your arms and make your arms look a little bigger, you know what I'm saying? We call it being swole. So you do some push-ups, you get swole, and you walk down the street swole, trying to impress the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You guys get swole to fight women. That's what y'all doing today. You don't get tough and rough and all that stuff to fight another man. You guys get like the most angry, the most vicious you can possibly be to fight a woman. And I'm supposed to have respect for you? Are you fucking crazy? I'm supposed to sit up here and say something good about you after you done embarrassed manhood like that? I done seen some of you dudes on videos, right? Get all irate and take off your shirt and show your flimsy muscles to fight a woman. When a man steps to you, you get quiet. Like, I watched Tommy Sotomayor get punked out by Tariq Nasheed. On video, on Vlad TV. Get punked out. Didn't say a damn. Sat there in the chair with a man standing over you, in your face. He didn't do nothing. But when he was on Fresh and Fit, surrounded by women, oh, he was a tough guy. Right? Got up, God damn it, and got punched in his face by a girl. You guys don't think you guys don't see a problem with that? You don't see why your boys are effeminate? You can't put it together? You got grown men, so-called tough guys, beefy tough guys. Well, according to how you run your mouth on YouTube, you're a tough guy, right? I've heard some of you even had the nerve to say you a Pookie or a Ray Ray. The nerve of that, right? Anyway, so you Pookies and Ray Rays, you tough guys, right? When a woman is on the scene, you guys get swelled up. You get all angry. You got your fist balled up. You ready to get after. You ready to turn into Smoking Joe, right? You ready to bob and weave and throw left hooks and right hooks when there's a woman that you're fighting, right? But when a man steps to you, oh, everybody's quiet. Nobody wants to move. When it's a woman, it's 3, 5, 4, from. I'm gonna beat you up, woman. But when it's a guy in your face, it's, I ain't got nothing to say. I didn't say that. Leave me alone. But wait a minute, what happened to the 3, 5, 4, from? What happened to all of that? When it's a woman that you're ready to fight, you Paul Bunyan. You Jack and the Beanstalk. You Voltron. But when a man steps to you, you Tweety Bird. All of a sudden, you're a magpie. You one of the Heckle and Jekyll. You Pinky in the Brain. You don't see why your boys are effeminate? Or you just don't want to see it? Or is it just too painful for you to see the truth that you are the reason why your boys are effeminate? They are learning this behavior from you. And it's constant and it's ongoing. And the black woman has nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, she's trying to stop it. And she's the only one that I see trying to stop it. I don't see you niggers doing anything about it. As a matter of fact, you niggers are encouraging it. Is that what your boy Shaka Almost is always doing? Did he just sit up here and say that the greatest threat to a black man's well-being is the black woman? Are you fucking nuts? What kind of Oliver North shit is that? What kind of Benedict Arnold shit is that? You guys gonna sit up here and let a punk like that tell you that your greatest threat is a black woman? How could you justify some shit like that? How could y'all justify some shit like that? You justify something like that and then you want some respect? Come on, man. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Acting like a girl, saying you want to save yourself from black women, arguing with black women over and over and over again, getting souped up to fight black women is all a part of helping to effeminize your boys. You're making them weak. You're turning them into cowards. And you're allowing them and you're teaching them how to dress like women. With your pimp culture. With Kevin Samuels. You can't blame none of this on black women. This is on you. You're the one that's teaching them to be girly. You're the one that's teaching them to get rid of their manhood. Because many of you don't have any. I understand. A lot of y'all don't like me. That's cool, but I pretty much don't like any of you either. I'm cool with real men. I rolls with real Negroes. The Negroes I roll with aren't punks. They're not cowards. They don't fight women. They don't get on the line and argue with women. They don't wear man bags and wear high-heeled boots and shit. But I thought I'd get on here, talk to you guys. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. I'm gonna get on out of here. I got to go to lunch. Check out Charlene and Dame tonight for ladies' night. First, let me see if the my co-host is still there. Dame, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Exactly. Farnsworth Bentley's right. I don't have time to open up the panel today, but trust me, do not get it fucked up that I'm scared. I just don't have the time right now. I will be doing another live probably tomorrow. Okay? So you got some shit that you want to get off your chest from today, you can get it off tomorrow. Don't get it fucked up. The Black Knight runs from no one. I just don't have any time to have a panel right now, but I will have a panel tomorrow. Oh, you so-called tough guys, you got a problem with what I said today? You can address me tomorrow. You feel me? I will be running a gent culture tomorrow, but we can easily turn it back into another gangster talk. I ain't got no problem with it. So don't think because I'm not having a panel right now that I'm running from anybody. I don't want to hear what you got to say. I will be going live tomorrow. If you want to get at me today about some shit, you can have all the time you need tomorrow to get after me because I will be live and I will have a panel tomorrow. Okay? Like I said, I don't run from nobody and I stand behind everything that I say. So, Dan, you got that music queued up?
Yeah, I do.
No problem, Super Mike. I just don't have time for right now, y'all. Keep your questions, whatever you want to say to me today, hold it for tomorrow. I will be running live tomorrow and we can get after it. All right? Because like I said, I don't run from nothing. I just don't have time today. All right, Dame, cue up the music. I'll holler at you guys. I'm out. Check out Ladies Night tonight with Dame and Charlene. They'll be running tonight about what time, Dame? Dame.
All right. It would be 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
All right, y'all. You got the music, Dame?
Yes.
All right, y'all. Drop the music. All right, peace, power, unity. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow. Gen Culture.
Just the two of us. All right.